Okay. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Group Six's poster over the effects of teaching sex education before college. This group consists of me, Melissa, as well as Sarah, Melvina, Michaela, and Sanel, and a little bit of background over our topic, which of course is sex education before arriving to college. Our study was prominently focusing on two types of sex education that are mostly offered in public schools, such as abstinence and comprehensive sex education, which would go more into depth into STIs, sexually transmitted infections, as well as how to prevent these and how to practice safe sex and also condom use and things of that sort. So, a little bit over that. So, overall, our goal was to kind of understand more whether a comprehensive sex education was going to have more of an effect in delaying sexual activities or preventing sexually transmitted infections versus a abstinence only education. So of course our theory was that the comprehensive sex ed was going to be more beneficial for students before they arrived at college. So for our methods, we did conduct a cross-sectional survey that was mainly targeted to college students. We didn't specifically stick with a specific age. It was just pretty much 54 years or less because, of course, not everybody in college is at the same age or goes straight to college after high school. So it was just students who are in college as of right now. And for that, we had a survey that asked a number of questions, whether they had any knowledge over sexually transmitted infections, if they felt like they learned enough about that, as well as what kind of education they received, if any. So, of course, they would get to choose if they received abstinence only or comprehensive, or if they didn't receive any, and where they received that. And for our study, I did also want to mention that it was conducted for educational purposes only, so there was no ethical approval that was obtained. So, from our survey that was open for approximately only about a week, we were able to get about 28 responses from the participants. And from our main research question was whether comprehensive sex education versus abstinence was going to cause a difference between the sexual delay activity or knowledge of how to avoid sexually transmitted diseases. So the results ended up comparing those two groups, those who received abstinence or comprehensive, and from the ANOVA test that we did, compared those two, and it actually ended up showing that there was no significant difference between those two variables. As you can see at some of our frequencies and some of the graphs that we have. So, in conclusion, from our findings, we of course did show that there was no significant difference between the two, but it did give us some more room to think about some things that we can improve in the future if we did want to continue with a study like this. Of course, because our survey was only open for about a week or so, we did think that giving more ample amount of time for people to participate, having it at least open for more than a week would definitely help our answers, as well as being more concise in our questions that we asked, because we did feel like we could have improved in some of the questions that were being asked to get more clear and concise answers, as well as collect answers from other states, not just from Texas, because of course, different states in the US vary from what type of sex education that is taught in public schools. And most of the participants that answered were from Texas. But overall, we were pretty satisfied with the overall study and what we ended up gaining knowledge from. And we do want to acknowledge Dr. Lau over this process that she's helped us for our survey and our study. And we hope that you all enjoy.